OGTV website, www.ogtv.com.ng/live. For the latest news and reports, you can check us on these platforms: X at Ogun TV, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download OGTV app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. We begin with President Bola Tinubu, who has signed the Electoral Act 2026 amendment into law just days after the Independent National Electoral Commission released the timetable for the 2027 general elections. The signing took place at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, with principal officers of the National Assembly in attendance. The National Assembly had passed the bill on Tuesday. The amendment reignites debate over the electronic transmission of election results. Civil society groups and some opposition figures have long pushed for real-time transmission of results from polling unit to INEC's central server, arguing it would curb manipulation and strengthen credibility. The 2027 general elections are scheduled to hold on February 20 for presidential and National Assembly elections and March 6 for governorship and state houses of assembly elections. The All Progressives Congress in Ikenne Local Government Ward 3, Ikberu 1, has elected Alhaji Sani Razak and 26 other members of the ward to lead the ward for the next 3 years. The election of the executive members was followed with voice affirmation of members of the ward in their thousands at the ward secretariat located in Ivegon and Ikberu Ikenne Local Government area of the state. Also elected as ward executive members are Yinka Balogun as secretary and Maruf Okuboye as vice chairman. In his remarks, the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, thanked the immediate past executive members of the ward for steering the ship of the ward in the right direction, saying that without them, there would not have been a stronger All Progressives Congress.
Last election, the House of Representatives, mo tún fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún ti registration tí ẹ ṣe. a mọ̀ pé lẹ́yìn ẹgbẹ́ APC kò tún sẹ́gbẹ́ mi mọ́. Every other ẹgbẹ́ is the work. ẹ̀yin the one and only ẹgbẹ́ not just in Nigeria but the biggest party in Africa. mo lè dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé èmi náà mọ̀ yín tí ẹ pé ẹ fi bòyàn tí mo ṣe gọ́ọ̀nà yín pé máa gbé ọdún méje sí nínú pé mi ò rò pé mo dójú tì yín o. àìṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni àwọn kọ́tà ṣe máa ṣe ó sì pọ̀ síwájú.
Abiodun noted that not everyone can get appointment or get elected as executive members of the party at all levels, called for cooperation of the members, affirming that the welfare of the members will continue to be his priority. The All Progressives Congress, APC, in Abeokuta North and Abeokuta South local government areas has successfully conducted its ward congresses, electing and announcing new executives who steer the affairs of the party at the grassroots ahead of the 2027 general elections. Bomi Adegun monitored the exercise across the 16 wards in Abeokuta North and also visited the 15 wards in Abeokuta South local government. It's reported that the congresses were conducted peacefully, with party members demonstrating unity, orderliness, and commitment throughout the process. His report.
From Ward 1 to Ward 15 in Abeokuta South, and from Ward 1 to Ward 16 in Abeokuta North local government area of Ogun State, party faithful turned out in large numbers to elect those who will oversee the affairs of the party at the ward level.
This was sent to the party in the state, that is the guidelines that was used here, and then the chairman of the party presented it to the executive governor, who now communicated this to all the local government wards in the state.
At Ikereku, Mokola, Ikija, and other wards visited in Abeokuta North, the exercise was conducted in a peaceful and cordial atmosphere, described by many as a family affair.
Very peaceful, everything went well, and we are so happy. We have no issues at all. everything went well.
We have just completed the World Congress of Ward 1 of Abeokuta North Local Government All Progressive Congress. Based and following the provisions in the party constitution that allows us to have our congresses in an indirect form. That is what we have just exercised.
And the situation here is quite encouraging, calm. Everyone is happy. Party members were able to elect their new executives, quite democratic. So yeah, it's quite a pleasant one. And everyone is happy around here today.
The next thing now is, by next Saturday now, we are going to have the local government, delegates too, that are going to be elected. Now, the new ESCO will, have a kind of a general meeting together and see how we are going to move, the world forward.
Member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Afolabi Afwakwe, was present at his Ward 6 in Itoko, Abeokuta South, where he ensured that the process was orderly and transparent.
We are here to conduct our World Congress to elect the officer that will steer the ship of our great party for the next 4 years. And we've been here for some hours, and thank God it is a rancor-free exercise.
It was a similar situation at Okefon, where party members queued patiently behind the preferred candidates, demonstrating unity and discipline throughout the exercise.
We are referred to as KCMA Award. We are the custodians of a few strategic people. Like you can see, the leader of the House, Abeokuta South Local Government. One of our leaders is here, Honorable Nuru Ayorinde. This is another of our elders, which is Honorable Gule. Today is APC World Congress, and we're commencing from this level to the electoral process of 2027 has started. As a party, All Progressive Congress, we're building the blocks. So we know that once we get it right at ward level, the local government will follow suit.
At Ward 13, although the exercise commenced a bit late, party members eventually ratified their chosen leaders in what was widely regarded as a itch-free process.
We had a series of meetings with all the stakeholders just to make sure that, like we always say, it's an inclusive government we run even on the ward level. So we have to make sure that all our stakeholders are around, and that's why it's been taking quite a while.
The delay is due to logistics, and we're trying to put things in place so that everything can go smoothly as expected, so that we won't have any issues among ourselves.
As you see, it all went peacefully. All the ESCO members have been chosen and decided upon by the party leaders, and all the party faithfuls in the ward are very delighted with the outcome.
Overall, the World Congress across Abeokuta North and South was largely peaceful, reflecting the party's grassroots strength and readiness to consolidate ahead of the 2027 general elections. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
And still talking about APC congresses in Ogun State. A hitch-free World Congress of the All Progressives Congress has been held in Odeda local government area of Ogun State. The leadership of the party in the local government area claimed there was a level playing ground for every member of the party. Fowora Adesanwo reports.
Like a family affair, World Congress of All Progressive Congress took place across the 10 wards of Odeda local government area of Ogun State.
We went for a consensus, then we affirm all the ward ESCO.
Retain those who have proven to be very competent, loyal, reliable, and dependable.
The congresses have been free, fair, and credible.
The leadership of the party admitted that there were minor issues that were promptly addressed by the party leadership.
There are a few issues here and there, but the leaders in other local governments are handling the issues that is generated from some of the wards. So there's no major crisis.
Above all, every other thing is very, very peaceful in other local government.
from what the President Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing at the national, accommodating people. We have taken clue from what our governor is doing. So it is a rendezvous for us, and that's why it didn't take us more than, in fact, we could have done this in 10-15 minutes, but because we wanted to dance, we wanted to be joyous, we wanted to make it a carnival, that's why we spent some time.
Ogun State Chairman of All Progressive Congress, Chief Yebi Sanusi, in an exclusive interview with this reporter, said the Congress was conducted according to the constitution of the party and commended party men and women for their peaceful conduct.
This is World Congress. And you know, when you follow your constitution and you allow level playing field, there will be no problem. So did you see any crisis? Because this party is not a party of violent people.
He also said the party was ready for other elections. The All Progressive Congress is Nigeria's ruling political party. Adefowora Adesanwo, OGTV News.
Members of the All Progressives Congress in all the 12 wards of Obafemi Wode local government area of Ogun State have held their Congress, electing representatives and delegates ahead of the local government Congress. Elizabeth Esson, who monitored the Congresses, reports that the exercise was peaceful and well coordinated. Her report.
Ahead of the 2027 general elections in Nigeria and following the release of elections timetable by the Independent National Electoral Commission, political parties are now putting everything in place to adequately prepare for the exercise. All Progressives Congress in Ogun State is leaving no stone unturned as preparations are in top gear towards the party's primary, with the commencement of Congress at the ward level across the state. Going round some wards in Obafemi Wode local government area of Ogun State, APC members were seen in a peaceful and coordinated manner, electing their representatives in an open ballot. Some of the party stalwarts adjudged the exercise as peaceful, free, and fair.
In our ward, we speak with one voice. Normally we speak with one voice, even without the directive of His Excellency. But with the directive of His Excellency and that nobody is ready to flout it, you can see for yourself that everything is rancor-free. We returned many of them, almost all of them were returned, and everybody is peaceful.
It has been peaceful, as you can see, wonderful. We are one family, APC, one and indivisible family. There's no function, no rancor. As you can see, everybody is joyous. We are happy about it.
The atmosphere is very conducive, no fighting, no any issue, because we follow the directive of the leader of the party, and the conduct of the Congress is just purely free and fair.
All of us, we've sat down yesterday, we've harmonized everything. You can see we are just doing it just like that. I'm happy with it.
According to them, all the 12 wards are set and prepared for the local government Congress.
I'm very happy. The leaders and the last person in Obafemi, in our ward, they're happy. They're very good about this. They are doing very great work.
We give all glory to God. You can say there's peace, and that is showing to the whole world that our ward in Obafemi Wode is settled, and we are giving all glory to God.
Yes, after the World Congress, the local government Congress will be at the local government headquarters on Owodegba. So we are preparing for that as well.
The local government Congress is now next in line. Elizabeth Esson, OGTV News.
In a move to reinforce its allied commitment to people's welfare, the Ogun State government has commenced the refund of administrative fees paid by 905 applicants who sought employment in the state civil service recently. Permanent Secretary of the Civil Service Commission, Adesoji Adewoyi, disclosed this during a recent interview, stating that Governor Dapo Abiodun approved the release of 9 million naira to ensure all applicants who paid the 10,000 naira administrative charges were fully reimbursed. Adewoye said that the refund was a directive from Governor Abiodun, who maintained that job application into the state public and civil services should be free of charge.
The policy of Ogun State is to assist the good people of Ogun State to have advantage or to seek advantage into the civil service of Ogun State. And as you know, our good state governor all the time has been, offering good services to the people. In the civil service, he has just employed over 500 junior workers. He has employed more from all these 905 applicants. So it is now very useful. He now said he doesn't want a situation whereby applicants will pay any money. We did the profiling of all those people. They provided their names, they provided their address, and they provided their phone numbers. We've been calling all of them, and we are going to call all of them to refund the money back.
We confirmed that the Commission had begun reaching out to the 905 affected individuals using the profiling data collected during the application window, which included names, phone numbers, and bank details, where the funds were being electronically transferred directly to the applicant account. It noted that the refund exercise would be concluded by the end of this week, stating that many of the original applicants had already been absorbed into the state workforce, either within the core civil service or the teaching service, while others remained under consideration for future openings. He expressed gratitude to the state governor for his kind and thoughtful gesture, which reflected deep sense of responsibility, empathy, and commitment to the welfare of the people. Responding after the fund, one of the beneficiaries, who is now gainfully employed in the state, Mr. Kehinde Olaoluwa, expressed his gratitude, saying the act would also showcase one of the many attributes of good governance of the present administration. On his part, Mr. Osho Olanrewaju, who is yet to be absorbed, also appreciated the Ogun State government for the gesture. Still ahead, federal government partners Medipol to strengthen medicine procurement coordination. We will bring you details of this and more after the break. Just stay with us. Glad to have you on the second segment of the news. In case you just joined us, you are watching OGTV News at 8. The Federal Ministry of Health and Medipol Nigeria Limited have formalized a service-level agreement aimed at strengthening coordination and governance within Nigeria's medicine procurement and supply chain systems. The agreement reflects continued effort to improve transparency, efficiency, and alignment in the sourcing and distribution of essential medicines. Medipol Nigeria Limited is a federally approved group purchasing platform established to support Nigeria's healthcare reform agenda by improving the availability, affordability, and efficiency in the delivery of essential medicines. Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Muhammad Ali Pate, underscored the importance of coordinated and transparent approaches in strengthening healthcare systems. The minister further noted that structured demand coordination can over time provide greater predictability within the pharmaceutical market and support stronger domestic manufacturing capacity. Speaking at the signing ceremony, the executive chairman of the Medipol Nigeria Limited, Dr. Oluwaseun Abiola, described the agreement as an important step towards operational alignment. President Bola Tinubu has urged Christians and Muslims in Nigeria to use the solemn seasons of Lent and Ramadan to promote peace, unity, and stability, as both religious observances begin on the same day this year. In a message to the faithful, the president described the coincidence as uncommon, saying it serves as a reminder that Nigerians, as people of faith, share much in common and remain one people on the guard. Tinubu said Lent for Christians represents a period of fasting, abstinence, and patience, rooted in the example of Jesus Christ's wilderness experience before his crucifixion. He noted that the season points believers to sacrifice and spiritual discipline, describing it as a period that reflects Christ's suffering and the salvation it brought to mankind. During Ramadan, the president said the month is a sacred period in Islam that reflects total submission to God Almighty and his command of sacrifice, devotion, service, and communal love. He also urged Nigerians to live by the core values of their faith, stressing the need to remain honorable in duty to God and to fellow human beings. The president prayed that the lessons and blessings of the two sacred seasons would endure beyond the fasting period, bringing lasting joy and spiritual renewal to Nigerians. Christians across the world have been observed Ash Wednesday, marking the beginning of the Lent season, a 40-day period of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving leading to the Easter. Clerics at different services emphasized the importance of humility, forgiveness, and acts of charity, encouraging Christians to turn away from wrongdoing and embrace righteousness. Nkem Ago reports.
Churches were filled with worshippers who gathered for the special service where ashes made from palm branches of the previous year's Palm Sunday were placed on their foreheads in the shape of a cross. The ashes served as a solemn reminder of human mortality and a call to repentance. Clergies urge faithful to use the Lenten period as a time for spiritual reflection, self-examination, and renewed commitment to God and humanity.
To turn to virtue, to turn away from vice. So my message is for all Christians, use this season as an opportunity to ask for the mercy of God, especially for us in Nigeria, that God may have mercy upon us and that we may take on a new spirit, a new attitude, take on virtue.
No matter the glory of this world, no matter the reasons why you have to walk away from God, the truth is that something in your life will remind you that you are empty and you are nothing without God in your life. That is why it calls for humility, it calls for transformation, it calls for repentance, it calls for penitence.
Worshippers describe the day as a moment of sober reflection and spiritual renewal, pledging to observe the Lenten season with devotion and discipline.
And as prescribed by the church, fasting in Lent is one full meal and maybe two smaller meals. Almsgiving just assists people, cut down on excesses, cut down on junks, cut down on snacks and all.
Lent is what every Catholic look forward to. It's a way to reconcile back to God. It's a way to say, God, I'm sorry for all my past sins. I want to be closer to you. And this is also the period to also reach out to the less privileged.
Ash Wednesday is widely observed by Catholics, Anglicans, Methodists, and other Christian denominations around the world. Nkem Agu, OGTV News.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tuga, has reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to principled, constructive, and forward-looking diplomacy amid a period of global uncertainty. Tuga made the pledge while hosting members of the diplomatic corps and heads of international organizations at the ministry's New Year reception. He outlined 3 core pillars to guide Nigeria's foreign policy in 2026: strategic autonomy, regional stability, and responsible global partnership. The minister emphasized that Nigeria remains steadfast in dialogue and international cooperation. Highlighting achievement in economic diplomacy, Tuga pointed to sustained investment outreach and sector-focused partnerships in infrastructure, agriculture, energy, digital connectivity, and industrial development. He cited the inaugural West Africa Economic Summit held on the margins of ECOWAS anniversary as a key initiative to deepen regional trade, enhance infrastructure connectivity, and boost private sector-led growth. On democratic governance and regional stability, the minister emphasized Nigeria's collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme under the Regional Partnership for Democracy, aimed at strengthening democratic institutions, promoting electoral integrity, and reinforcing inclusive governance across West Africa and the Sahel. The Federal Ministry of Health and Medipol Nigeria have formalized a service-level agreement amid strengthening coordination and governance within Nigeria's medicine procurement and supply chain medicine. The agreement reflects continued effort to improve transparency, efficiency, and alignment in sourcing and distribution of essential medicines. Medipol Nigeria Limited is a federally approved group purchasing platform established to support Nigeria's healthcare reform agenda by improving the availability, affordability, and efficiency in the delivery of essential medicine. The management of the Federal Medicare Center Idiaba, Abeokuta, has been assured of the Assembly's readiness to collaborate and provide legislative support aimed to advancing healthcare delivery across Ogun State. Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide, gave the assurance while playing host to the management team of the Medicare Center, led by the Chief Medical Director, Dr. Sarah Titilola Ibieni. Kolawole Osho was there, and details of his reports was presented in this package.
Welcoming the management team of the Federal Medical Center, Idiaba Abeokuta, to his office, Speaker Oludaisi Elemide reaffirmed the willingness of the Ogun State House of Assembly to synergize, collaborate, and support the medical center in a way that will strengthen healthcare service and improve service delivery across the state.
Yes, we are passionate about healthcare delivery system. We are passionate about the health and medical practitioners because we believe we are the endangered species. This Japa syndrome everywhere. We know. I am aware of some of the job hazards. Help us tell the younger ones that are just coming in that they should not work with frustration, and they should not put their frustration on their patients. So that when we call about the game, you are, in fact, for motivated. I know my problem is house of.
Elemide further advised healthcare professionals to resist the culture of seeking greener pastures abroad and instead remain in the country to give back to a nation that invested in their training. Earlier in her remarks, Dr. Sarah Ibiemi disclosed that the vision of our administration is to make the system work efficiently while sustaining partnership with the state government in providing quality healthcare.
I wish to inform you, sir, that the vision of the present administration at the center is clear: to make the system work and to continue to partner with the state government in the provision of quality healthcare services to the residents of Ogun State and beyond.
She added that since the establishment of the center in 1993, it has remained committed to healthcare delivery, research, training, and the highest standard of medical professionalism, while describing the visit as an opportunity to reaffirm the long-standing cordial relationship and sustained collaboration between the center and the government and the people of Ogun State for improved public health delivery. Dr. Ibiemi appreciated former Ogun State Governor Chief Olusegun Oshoba, whose administration in April 1993 handed over the then General Hospital Idiaba to the federal government for upgrade into Federal Medical Center Abeokuta.
Ogun State Teaching Service Commission has commenced a 2-day capacity building program for principals and vice principals of public secondary schools across the state. While declaring the workshop open, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun says the capacity building program is part of ongoing reforms aimed at strengthening leadership, accountability, and digital competence in the state education sector. Our reporter, Margaret Okunlola, was at Juntro Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta, venue of the event.
Principals and vice principals from across the 3 senatorial districts converged on Abeokuta for what TESCOM describes as a strategic, not ceremonial intervention, while declaring the 2-day workshop open. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, who was represented by the State Head of Service, Mr. Kehinde Onosoya, commended Ogun State Teaching Service Commission, emphasizing that the training aligns with the goals of the current administration to elevate the standard befitting of Ogun State's historical reputation as Nigeria's education capital.
Our administration recognizes the immense responsibility you carry. That is why we have deliberately prioritized reforms that strengthen professional leadership and enhance welfare. This training has therefore been carefully designed to sharpen your managerial skills, update your pedagogical approaches, and deepen collaborative leadership practices.
Chairman of TESCOM, Apostle Biodun Soyaolu, disclosed that the Commission has commenced structured redistribution of teachers across public secondary schools to address imbalance in staffing, maintaining that posting remains a statutory responsibility of the Commission.
I reaffirm our dedication to supporting you with policies and programs that enhance your effectiveness. Together, under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency President Abiodun, we shall continue to raise the bar for educational excellence in Ogun State.
Dignitaries present say outcomes from the workshop will be closely monitored to ensure practical implementation across schools statewide.
Teaching today has gone beyond the mastery of subject matter, that I master subject matter. No, it has gone beyond that. You need to actually be skilled in other areas.
Let us leave this workshop not only inspired, but equipped with actionable strategies that will positively transform our schools.
Our governor is so passionate about the training and retraining of public servants, regardless of where you are in the service.
With the theme, One Vision, One Team, driving excellence through unified leadership and management, seasoned experts in the education sector trained school administrators.
This is a retraining program where we have to learn, unlearn, to relearn. And so, by so doing, our capacity is boosted.
I've learned a lot because I actually had to throw a question during the questioning time.
Having gone through this workshop, I must see a way of bringing everybody together to ensure that the name of my school is on the right page.
Participants engage in interactive discussions, knowledge sharing, and strategic planning sessions aimed at driving sustainable improvement across all public secondary schools in Ogun State. Apart from the workshop, there was also a medical session where medical checkup routine was carried out. Margaret Nlola, OGTV News.
Tower Road traffic crash on Tuesday has claimed 6 lives and left 3 others injured at the Ota toll gate along the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway in Ado-Ota local government area of Ogun State. According to a press statement signed by the Commander, Ota Divisional Command of the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency, TRACE, the incident, which occurred at about 9:32 a.m. on February 17, 2026, involved a tanker truck, a Suzuki minibus, and a TVS tricycle. According to him, TRACE operatives arrived at the scene at about 9:40 a.m., 8 minutes after the crash was reported, and rescue operations were carried out in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and the Nigeria Police Force. A total of 10 persons were affected in the crash. 3 victims, 2 males and 1 female, sustained varying degrees of injuries and were rushed to the state hospital, Ota, for treatment. 6 persons, comprising 5 males and 1 female, were confirmed dead and their bodies deposited at the state morgue in Ifo. The driver of the truck reportedly fled at the scene. The crash initially caused traffic disruption along the busy expressway, but the swift intervention of trace officials and other emergency responders ensured that normal traffic flow was restored. All vehicles involved in the accident were evacuated from the road and moved to the police custody. The commandant urged motorists to avoid excessive speeding, adding that normalcy has been restored at the scene, with the road now cleared and free for vehicular movement. Up next is business news with Olayemi Takuro.